We had a 10-hour garage sale. We took all the leftovers from a church sale. We bought a storage unit. We paid a flat fee at a church rummage sale to take whatever we wanted. And we set up and sold at the flea market for the first time. Let's recap the last 10 days. So if this happens to be the first video of ours you've ever watched, welcome. My name's Julie, and with the help of my husband Justin, we are full-time resellers. So if you kind of want to get up to speed, you might want to watch the last video, but we just kind of pivoted and we started buying storage units and doing more bulk buys. And we haven't put a video up in probably like 12 days or something like that. So this is going to recap a 10-day period pretty much of just craziness. So much stuff going on. So I'm just going to go day by day and fill you in on what we did. So on May 7th, all of a sudden they kind of changed the weather. And we saw that on Friday the 9th was going to be a beautiful day. So we had a crazy idea to hold a 10-hour garage sale. So we started it at 10 a.m. and we went till 8 p.m. There's a reason why we did this. Because on Saturday, that next day, we were picking up all the leftovers from a church sale. We had already had a U-Haul on reserve. So I couldn't do the sale on the traditional Saturday. So if I was doing it on Friday, I wanted to do it for a long period of time so that those could stop after work, before work, during the day. And I also needed enough time in the morning to set the sale up. Normally when I have a garage sale, I set everything up the day before. But of course, there was rain the day before. So that was a no-go. So we cooked up this plan to have a very last minute garage sale, and it ended up going really well. And leading up to the garage sale and knowing that I was going to take all this items in for the church sale, I ran a big 50% off sale on a lot of over 1,000 items in my eBay store, and I sent out really aggressive offers on Poshmark. So on the 7th, we had 74 items total that went out through that sale. So I think about half of them shipped out on the 7th. So now the big caveat of our garage sale, and what the last video we were talking about different strategies on how to do it. Normally I individually price every item because I hate going to garage sales when stuff isn't priced. But this time we decided to do a dollar sale. I priced everything just at $1, so there was no prices on anything. So some stuff people got amazing deals, and other stuff, it was just mediocre. But if it was really small stuff, I ended up throwing them in bags and lotting it together. There was a couple things I ended up not putting out. So on that Wednesday the 7th, I pretty much spent the majority of my day going through tons of tubs that were already on either in the basement or on the main floor of our house of garage sale stuff, and getting it all put into dollar lots, or just, if it was something that was incredibly valuable, I would pull it out. So then on that Thursday, the 8th, we'll put the date up there, we emptied out the entire attic. There was 30 some tubs up there and boxes. We brought everything down. We also made signs. We hung them up around the neighborhood. And then I went through all of those boxes just like I did the day before with the stuff on the main floor. And I made sure that everything was in, worth at least $1 that was in there, and, group some stuff up. So we brought everything pretty much down to the basement level so we could go right out into the garage to the garage sale for the next day. So now it's the 10th, it's garage sale day. I'll put in a bunch of different videos showing you what our garage sale looked like and us setting up for it.
That's a classic.
So as I said, the garage sale went until 8 p.m. It took us till probably like 9:30 to get everything cleaned up because we had all these tables we had to fold up and put away. And we boxed up what was left and filled our van to go to Goodwill the next day. But of course, what everyone wants to know, we made $540 at our garage sale. So that was great because we also did a bag sale for clothes. So everything was $1, but I bought, they were 11-gallon, I think, 11-gallon trash bags, like a cheap roll at Walmart. And we did it. It was $5 to fill a trash bag of clothes. So lots of people bought that. So I'm estimating we moved about 700 individual pieces and we made $540 at a dollar garage sale. So that was amazing. But yeah, we didn't get finished till like 9:30 that night. We were so exhausted. And then the next day we had to pick up the U-Haul and go get everything from the church sale. So this is our third time picking up everything from this church sale. And every time it's been a little bit different. You know, there's been different stuff that we got that's valuable. There was definitely less stuff this time. The first time ever, they sell tons of jewelry there and they keep it all for the next sale. But she said they just had some like junk jewelry, it was just kind of like tangled messes of jewelry. And she just gave me, you know, probably equal to like a Walmart shopping bag kind of full of jewelry. And thankfully there were a couple like real pieces in there. I'll put on the screen this little pendant I've already sold. And then that was 10 karat gold with real diamonds and a topaz stone in it. I also sold the sterling silver necklace from it. I can't remember if I've sold any other jewelry yet or not, but those were two great pieces. So yeah, we had the U-Haul until 6 p.m. Justin returned it probably at around like 5:30. We did some sorting, but guys, I was so wiped out. So we got everything in the garage. We had cleaned it out really well because we had the garage sale the day before. Yeah, I joke that the garage was like empty for like 2 hours between us dropping everything off at the Goodwill and getting it all cleaned up. And then before us coming back with the church sale stuff and refilling it again. So, you know, we got everything in the garage and stuff and we collapsed that night. So it's now May 11th, Sunday, put the date there. It's Mother's Day. Justin made me chocolate chip scones for Mother's Day. I went and saw my mom in the evening and we played some games. It was very low key, but in the middle there, I decided, actually Justin encouraged me. He was like, how about instead of worrying about sorting this stuff, you're so tired, you're so sore, just, you know, pick some easy stuff and list for the day. So I did. I just listed, fed the eBay beast because it hadn't been fed for the 2 days before that because I was busy with the church sale and our garage sale. So I had an easier day of listing on Mother's Day. So on Monday, the 12th, I had all our eBay orders to ship out. But then I also spent the rest of the day, I was like, I'm getting the rest of this church sale stuff sorted and triaged out because we had our eye on a storage unit that would be up on Wednesday. I'm going to show you kind of like the system that we're now doing, how we're setting things aside. We're trying to set ourselves up to be able to go to the flea market in the future like that. You know, I don't have to price things. I don't have to dig through things. As we go, we're putting things aside, pricing it in like a neat, orderly fashion to set ourselves up for the future. So you guys know I talk about all the time, we have so many tubs. Well, it just happened that we have collected a lot of this style of Rubbermaid tubs. So now I actually cleared the shelf off in the back of the eBay room. And this is where we're just keeping the tubs. And as we fill them with garage sale or flea market stuff, they'll go in these tubs and just get stacked. So that bottom tub actually has some stuff already in it, already priced, and that's ready for the next time. And we'll just continue to fill this space and stack them. And then on this side, in cardboard boxes, anytime we have any kind of media, mainly books, but other stuff, that gets set aside for half price books, which I got to tell you about our half price books trip too. So it's now Tuesday the 12th, and I spent the day listing jewelry. Jewelry is something I'm just starting to really get into and get more comfortable. I've just had a couple lots come my way of jewelry. So I bought a diamond tester. I bought ring sizers. I have a big magnifying glass that I got in a storage unit, which is awesome. So that way I can, test jewelry and be able to see it, because these old eyes struggle with those tiny, tiny, tiny little like stamps that tell you 925 or 10 karat or whatever. So this is all the jewelry that I got at the church sale pretty much. Oh wait, there's one necklace still over here. I was just polishing it. It says 925 on the back. It's silver. I think this necklace goes for maybe around like 40 to 50. I can't remember. A lot of it's just costume jewelry, but there is some decent, like, sterling silver pieces. This one was really cool. Someone soldered pennies together. Lots of, like, inlay pieces. I do believe this is Bakelite. When I tested it, it came up positive for Bakelite. So that would be, like, 40 to 60. Just a lot of really pretty metal bracelets. Then there's these cool wooden pins that seem to sell pretty well. I love this fish. I think it was supposed to be a keychain, but it's like articulated. But yeah, there should be some decent money in here. Another like iridescent piece. All right, now let's come over here. That I actually got at the bins. I was waiting to polish it. I think I got this from a free pickup. It's garnet, I do believe. I found these exact ones listed and sold. I think it's like 60 to 70. There's some interesting pieces here. I just polished everything. This is my own jewelry. So this is like real, like 14 karat gold, real diamonds, real tanzanite. I cleaned out my jewelry box, so I just polished it all, and I'm going to list that. Look at this cute little box. I got this at the bins ages ago. I keep finding such conflicting information on what it actually is, so if anyone has any information on it, feel free to tell me. All right, and then over here, this was also from the church sale. These are so cool. They're from the 80s, so you have your like base post earring, and then you put on the different pieces, and there's different shapes. So there was 2 different sets here. I'll have to figure out how I want to lot them up, but I'm trying to remember. I think the comps were in the upper 20s, lower 30s, for like the base ones, and a couple different options to like switch it out with. So I went on Amazon and I got just a bunch. This is just like delicate jewelry cleaner. This is for semi-precious stones, fashion jewelry, pearls, that kind of thing. Then I got this Silver Dip Instant, and I got this Tarnex Tarnish Remover. They honestly seem like they might be very close to being the same thing, though this one says it does all these, and this just says silver on it. So I'm not sure, but they all worked well. So I spent the day researching jewelry and listing jewelry, but Justin spent the day going to half price books. So not the whole day, but a couple hours. Anytime we get the stuff from my aunt's church sale, it always has lots of books in it. And this time there was a bunch of DVDs. And plus we had been just saving books from our last trip. Anytime, we got free stuff and there was just a couple books in it, we would set it in. My neighbor gave us a bunch of DVDs. We put that in there. And so he took a huge stack of boxes of half price books, and he got paid $76 and some change for all that media that we got completely for free. So now it is Wednesday the 14th, which was storage unit day. So we had a couple storage units we had our eye on, but one in particular we really wanted, and that's the unit we ended up winning. It was located with traffic like 38 to 42 minutes, depending on what time of day we went from our house. The auction was up at like 11:30, so we got there probably by 12:30. It was in a gorgeous facility where you actually got to park inside and like park right by the elevator and load. So that made it really easy. And we will forever affectionately refer to this storage unit as the cat pee storage unit. Yeah, you heard me. Now, don't get me wrong. There was some good stuff in this unit. I'll be inserting clips showing, you know, some of the finds. Big ass Christmas tree. Oh, that's all the couch cushions. Those smelly ass cushions, and they bother to wrap each one. Well, I appreciate that for my vehicle's sake. But it had a huge couch in it and a love seat that reeked of cat pee. It had an end table, coffee table, some, what are those things called? Bookshelves, things like that. And you could see the cat pee sprayed on everything. It was repulsive. I honestly don't know how people live like that. I was so disgusted. But thankfully, there was other good stuff in this unit too. Just opened this box, guys. You know what that is. KitchenAid mixer. This box was upside down, so it's a little confusing, but that's what's in there. These boxes seem to be the contents of their kitchen. All right, guys, so we found a brand new toaster oven, a brand new Bissell Power Force. This is a brand new, what would it say? Lithium battery compact circular saw. I mean, this unit's going to be a lot of work, and we're going to have to figure out how to throw some of this trash away, but those are some promising things. And this was the whole inspiration for the unit, is this telescopic ladder, because I have always wanted one for our attic. There was a new in a box cat tree that we sold on Facebook Marketplace for $60. A new in the box fire pit that also got sold at the flea market. There is a whole, let me grab this. There is 10 Pittsburgh Steelers and Penguins, Harrison, Flurry, Sidney Crosby jerseys here. I laundered them all. They're in decent shape. I think these should go for good money. There was an entire box. I'm talking like probably like 50 brand new sealed Blu-ray discs. Like they were some of them were Blu-ray with the DVD and the digital code, but all right, so this entire basket of mostly Blu-rays are all sealed. They were in the storage unit. So I'm going to quickly scan them all, see if any of them are worth selling on eBay, and then we'll make the choice on whether they'll go to like a flea market or if they'll go to half-price books. Tons of those. I listed the more valuable ones on eBay, and then we sold the less valuable ones at the flea market for $2 a piece, and they sold instantly. So on Wednesday, Justin and I both went out to the storage facility. We took both of our vehicles. We got them both loaded, and then we headed home. It probably took us like 2.5 hours to load everything, because for the first time, we actually did a sort. While we were there, we put a bunch of stuff aside that we knew we wanted to donate, because we had looked and the Goodwill outlet was only 13 minutes from where we were. So instead of dragging that stuff home and taking up precious space in our vehicle, we actually did a run to Goodwill outlet the next day, dropped the stuff off that we wanted to donate, and then that let us get, you know, it in less trips to our house. But yeah, so we came home that Wednesday, we unloaded everything, just put it in the garage, because I had a church carnival and rummage sale. It was the first night of it to attend, though it wasn't good at all. I only bought one thing. Justin went back to the unit and loaded their, oh, I forgot there was a mattress in the unit, but luckily it was sealed in a really nice, it looked like the world's largest blue IKEA bag that held a mattress, because we peeked inside and the mattress was disgusting. I'm sure the cat peed all over that too. But so he got the mattress and he got the love seat, and then we went at like 9:30 at night, dropped the mattress off at my sister's house because it was her garbage night, and the love seat off at my parents' house because it was their garbage night. And luckily they only live 3 miles from our house. And then the next night we were able to put the couch out at our garbage, because we're all only allowed one bulk piece a week. So I'm spreading the love around. And so yeah, that was a really long day, and props to Justin. He went back by himself and loaded the love seat and the mattress because he wanted me to be able to go to the church sale. And if I would have known how crappy the church sale was going to be, I would have gone out and helped him. Oh, and I guess I should mention, we spent $492 on the cat pee unit. And I would estimate we're probably at about 300 made back so far of our $492 investment on the cat pee unit. And we have lots and lots of stuff left to sell. I don't know if it'll be the best unit ever, but we'll definitely make a profit on it. So it is now Thursday the 15th. We got up kind of early, even though we were both so sore, and we headed back out to the unit together, just in one vehicle. We loaded everything we had set aside, went to the Goodwill outlet, made our donations. Then we came back to the unit and loaded everything back up and cleaned the unit. You'll see me at the end when the unit is all clean. Biggest unit ever. Oh, there's a person down there. That's awkward. All empty. And then we drove home with every window down in the van because we had that disgusting smelling cat pee couch in it, plus some of the other furniture that smelled like cat pee to dispose of. So we got home from finishing off cleaning up the storage unit by a few minutes after 11 a.m. Got that cat pee couch out of my van so quickly and vacuumed it, made sure it was all clean. Luckily, the smell got contained to the couch. It did not leave any smell in my van. I was so relieved. We left the windows down for the day just to make sure, but when we went back into it the next day, it smelled perfect. So I was like, oh, thank God, because that smell is hideous. And then when I got home that day, I just listed, for the rest of the day and shipped and did my normal, eBay, reseller kind of stuff. Friday the 16th, I just spent all day at home sorting through the stuff from the unit, reorganizing like my death pile shelf in here, getting listings up. Yeah, it was just a work from home day, and that's when we sold the cat tree on Facebook Marketplace. So Saturday, we decided that we were going to go to the flea market the next day. So I had put tons of stuff in the tubs from the storage unit clean out, like anything that I knew wasn't going to be listed on eBay, but I didn't price any of it because I wasn't sure if this stuff was going to go to like a garage sale again or if it was going to go to a flea market. So on Saturday, I pulled all that stuff. It was just sitting in the corner of the room, but I went through all the tubs. I priced all the items. Plus, we just did like a thorough look through of like all of our areas and pulled stuff that we wanted to take to the flea market the next day, because there was a lot of stuff we didn't put out at our garage sale because we did everything for $1. So I got the more high-priced items and we just made a pile. We couldn't put it in our van yet because later that night we had a church sale to go to. So we just kind of had to set it aside to come back to in a few hours. All right, so Saturday at 5:15 we left. We were the first people in line. So there is a church a couple miles from our house that has a carnival, and then they do a rummage sale. And normally the last night of the rummage sale, you pay somewhere between $2 and $5 per bag and you can fill it. Well, this year they decided to do that. You just paid $10 per person. You got a stamp on your hand and you could come and go as many times as you want and take whatever you wanted from the rummage sale. And this is a huge sale. It's like in an old school. So there is a hallway filled with stuff, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 classrooms plus a mammoth hallway going to all these classrooms. So they have a lot of stuff. So Justin and I each paid $10. So we had a $20 investment. And guys, we got so much stuff. First off, I'll show you real quick these boxes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6, 7 are all filled with books or VHS tapes that were taken from the we paid $20 for the two of us to get in sale. So Justin will be taking those to half price books this week. And then this stuff here is stuff we got from it. I found tons of new with tags bras. I mean, these bras all have price tags on them of like $48. They were asking $5 a piece. I think I got 10 of them. This Land's End shirt was brand new. I got some shoes. That's a Department 56 Christmas tree. Over here, I got this cool Disney Villains, brand new with tag shirt. These are like 2 Talbot silk jackets. These are some kind of like you know, like you put a pad, this, like you stick something to your skin and it gives it like an electric shock. I don't know. But there's 8 of those. Just some decorations. I don't know what's all in this tub. Justin grabbed this thinking we would just take it to the flea market, but that little Fisher-Price wash center from the 90s sells for good money. It should get around $50 for it. I grabbed some different china patterns. That roaster there seems to go for 30-ish. Justin grabbed some Christmas dishes. Sorry, Justin's opening and closing the garage if you could hear that. Mr. and Mrs. Claus there. Oh, Justin, this is a Cuisinart food processor that I'll part out. And possibly the best find, look at all this costume jewelry I got. So I did a preliminary sort. This stuff probably is what I'll put on eBay, and this stuff will go out for a garage sale. And I also got all of these. These ones are still all in the package of like the Christmas electric candles. And then we always do really well with these really huge ones. I think there's 3 or 4 of those. I'll probably put these away till Christmas time. So that was crazy because we kind of had to park down a staircase and like down a hill. That's where the parking lot is. So it's just Justin and I filling IKEA bags full of stuff, walking down to the car, walking back up the hill with your stuff, refilling more bags. We just took like a huge stack of IKEA bags, and that's what everybody was doing. People were just going in and out, in and out. It was quite a workout, but we were rewarded with donuts at the end because they make donuts at this carnival, which is the highlight of our year. So we came home that night, unloaded everything from the church and put it in the eBay room. And then we had to load all of the stuff for the flea market because we were leaving bright and early the next morning at 5:15. So we put that in, and then I quickly triaged the stuff we got at the flea market to see if there was anything we wanted, well, the church rummage sale, I mean, anything we wanted to take to the flea market the next day. Really, there was just a couple things. We ended up getting so many good eBay things. So yeah, we finished up probably at around like 9:30. We got everything loaded, got like our change bag, money, bags and everything. And, you know, tried to get to bed early, which I failed at. I only slept, I swear, like 4 hours the night of the flea market. So Sunday the 18th, which was yesterday, we went to the flea market, and yeah, we haven't set up at a flea market in like 10 years. This one is called Trader Jack's. It's in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania. It was, you know, fairly easy. You just wait in line. We got there, I think at like 5:45. They start letting you in at 6. So we were just in a long line of cars. Park, we brought 2 like 6-foot tables and 2 like card table size set up. Plus we just had bins out, and, you know, we sold through stuff pretty fast. You know, like it was, once the place got busy, which it probably picks up at like 8:39 because it's a Sunday, it's slower moving, but lots of people were coming in, and we were, you know, we sold a good bit of stuff, and we walked away with almost a $300 profit, which was amazing because we just had a garage sale, you know, a week before that and made a $540 profit. And just so you know, it cost $25 to set up at that flea market. So we left there probably at around 1. I would have left earlier, but we kind of got blocked in with the 2 people next to us, and they hadn't left yet. So it was impossible to swing our van out with how they had their table set up. So we got trapped there a little longer than we wanted to. So when we got home from the flea market yesterday, we were both so tired. We both took a nap. And then last night we went out and unloaded the van and kind of reset. As you saw, I showed the tubs earlier. We put the empty tubs back, so now they're ready. Because of course, Justin already has his eyes on some storage units that go up for auction tomorrow. So those tubs are back there, waiting for the next, you know, storage auction, sale, whatever to fill. And we just, you know, kind of tried to organize and get our areas as neatly as they can. I mean, we're working in such a small space that it's just like every day it's move this to put this here. And so, you know, we're really trying to work on getting systems ready, like the tubs, pre-pricing, just to make our lives easier. So that pretty much sums up what we did for the last week and a half. So today's Monday. I just finished packing up the weekend orders. Justin's on his way to the post office with them. As I said, there's a storage unit that we like tomorrow. There's one that we really like, and then there's a couple that are a possibility. So it just continues. Once I get this video sorted out, I'll spend the rest of my day. I need to list. Oh, I know what else. I got tons of Avon makeup. That was it at the church sale also. Sorry, it's sitting upstairs. I forgot to show you it. So maybe I'll list something like that in the bras today. Something that I can list quicker, just to get some listings up, because I'm going to spend some time on this video, because we have clips from the last, almost 2 weeks on both of our phones. So I got to sort through it all. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. As I said in the last video, we're just not making videos as much as we previously were because we're working on this new angle of our business, trying to figure it out. I mean, so far it's going decently. It's just a lot of physical work. My body, every day I get out of bed, I'm like, ow, that hurts. And Justin's next to me going, yeah, that does hurt. So, and he's in a lot better physical shape than I am since he deals with weights all the time. But we're making it work. All right. Well, if you have any questions for us, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will either answer them in the comments or in a future video. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.